Listen, I had to play a clip from this series. This is my new favorite series I watched, Mike Muse. I was telling you would love this because you love scandal streaming. You love scandal streaming. That's Mike Muse's thing, man. He like, what I love is just seeing all of these black faces and actors and storylines that are coming together and being more scandalous than when I used to watch Dynasty.
Exactly.
Dynasty. Not Dynasty.
I used to watch Dynasty. Crystal. You watch Crystal. We all watch Crystal. Yes. You know, who shot JR? You know them days. Stop acting like y'all didn't watch that. But when I was watching this one series on BET called House of Vicious. House of Vicious. I swear to you, I stumbled on it. I did not know who was in it. I didn't know who created it. And I started watching it. I saw my friend. I consider her a good friend. She don't even know that. But anybody who's been in this business as long as we have and been having these parallel success stories and we kind of patchworked our way through it until we found our calling and found our lane. When I see people I went to school with, I'm like, yo, you still here? Right?
Thank God.
But not just here. I mean, Mike Muse, you were talking about Unfaithful. Caught in the Act was one of your favorite projects, right?
It was. It was just so fun and different and organic. And Tammy, you have so much range. Right, and so we see you in so many different dynamics, and I look at you as someone who's extremely comedic and full of satire, but also too you have such a serious side to you, and so it's really good to see that serious side of you, and also through the empathy you showed for the individuals who came onto the show experiencing that difficult situation, and I just love how you handled those situations because you could have took it so many different directions. It could have got really like Jerry Springer-ish,
right,
but you did it. You pulled it together and you made it real, and like I actually want to help heal these dynamics and relationships.
Exactly. And I'm Tammy Roman.
She does this. Tammy, I had it. We just got it. Please welcome the one and only Tammy Roman, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. We went right into it.
Nah, but I like that. That was organic.
I loved it.
That was organic.
Tammy was right, though. I like that.
Tammy was like, Tammy's done this before. So let me say my name. Let me identify myself. The star of Basketball Wives, too. Yes. Come on, you better. Come on.
It's okay.
Be that star.
Yeah, okay.
Be that star.
If you say so.
Okay, the star of House of Vicious. Be that star.
Okay, thank you, Sway.
You've earned it.
Thank you.
You've earned it. Please welcome Tammy Roman. She didn't come alone, though.
I did not. Thank y'all for having me and my partner, Jill Ramsey, here, the creator of House of Vicious.
Woo! Hello. Thank you.
Hey, Jill.
Jill Ramsey. Jill Ramsey. Wow. You created House of Vicious.
Oh, my God. I did. In 2017, after I left, I was president of Wendy Williams Productions.
Yes.
So when I left there, I left there with the idea that I was going back into private practice because I'm an entertainment attorney.
Oh.
But I said, this was always on my mind. I wanted to do it ever since I was at Winston-Salem State, WSSU. Shout out to you guys. Like, I wanted to switch to North Carolina School of the Arts back then, but my parents were like, okay, well, you're on a full scholarship. Who's about to pay for that? So I stayed at Winston-Salem, but it was always on my head. So, it was a culmination. House of Vicious is basically a culmination of 25 years in an entertainment industry. All of the different characters and people that I met. I led a pretty interesting life myself, so a lot of that is into that as well. But there's not like one character that is representative of one person. Like each character is like 10 or 12 different people
really
thrown in there together. Yeah.
Chantel seems like you.
Like me personally? Oh wow!
Oh no! Miss Ma'am ain't never touched. Miss Ma'am ain't never touched the La Coca.
Tammy, you ain't never did cocaine?
I have never.
Never.
Just want to get that clear. All right.
Yes, let's clear that up instantaneously.
Wow, I'm impressed in this entertainment industry for this long.
Have you ever been offered cocaine? I'm sure.
I've been offered cocaine, but my real father, my biological father, was a heroin addict. And so he wasn't a part of my life, and I saw him one day in my life walking down the street in Mount Vernon with my grandmother. I'd like to tell the story because this is why. And he's walking towards us, and I see this man, homeless, kind of derelict looking, and I said, Grandma, we should cross the street. And she's like, girl, that man ain't gonna bother us. Let's keep on going, And so we crossed paths, and maybe I got 5 or 6 steps away, and she goes, Stanley, you ain't gonna say hi to your daughter?
Oh my.
It was my father.
Wow.
What the
And
hell?
so he came back and embraced me, and I just never forget the smell, just like so many things that were going through my mind, and I was like, I am never touching drugs. Like, sometimes you have those childhood traumas that send us down a path,
Absolutely.
and then you have others that don't send you down a path negatively. Like that was a trauma trigger for me, seeing my father in that condition, but it inspired me to never want to walk that path.
Walk that path.
So yeah.
Shit, by example.
Yeah.
He taught by example.
Yeah, cautionary
I mean, if you
tale.
were going to give me anything, which you had never given me anything, I will take that.
You'll take that.
I will
take
take
it,
that.
man. I ain't mad
A
at that.
drug-free life.
Did you have other male figures in your life where that?
I
could-
had an amazing stepfather.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of people, who grew up with me know me as Tamisha, my birth name, and my stepfather, I became Akbar because we were a part of the Nation of Islam, and he was just everything. He was everything. He, like studying the dictionary, understanding Black pride and Black power, and how as a Black female, you got to stand for something or you're going to fall for anything, like just really instilling all of those type of qualities of work and drive and determination. So I said that to say Chantel ain't nothing
Like you. Okay, well, damn it. Well, you play her damn good.
Right. When we created it, though, like there was never a thought of anybody else. Like me and Tammy have been partners now for 4 years, but we've been friends forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I know that people know her as an actress, but I don't think that they know that she's an amazing, brilliant actress. So I'm like, you're going to see all of that around here.
Yeah, she asked me, and I was like, oh, you want me to play? Oh, my God, thank you. Oh, my God. Because we were kicking around names of, like, other people for other roles and stuff. And she was like, I want you to be in Chantel. And I was like, are you sure? Because, friends and business, it's like, I don't want to mess up what we got. We've been friends a long time. And she was like, Tammy, you're playing Chantel. Now forget about it. Stop talking about it.
We're not looking at
You're not
anybody
even.
else.
Yeah. That's so important though, because it can be hard to do business with friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? How did y'all have the friend talk beforehand? Like, did you have to go over the?
We never even
never did
had
that?
to. We
Okay.
share a brain sometimes.
Okay.
It's weird. Like she could say, and I could just know what she's talking about. Like we're just close. And I think that once you reach a certain level of maturity and you recognize energy, you don't have to have those talks.
Recognize.
Like when I left that job, I was like, I will never, like I'm only working with people with good
real.
energy.
You keep saying
Point blank period. I don't even let people in my house with bad energy. Like not at all. Like I made sure that I'm at a place in my life now where I don't have to deal with anybody with anything but good energy.
But the bad energy helps you create characters, though.
Yeah, it's all in there. Now it's all in there.
They just can't come
They
to your
just
house.
can't come to my
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I get that.
Can't break
It's
bread.
up there. I remember you.
When-
But
Why did you quit? What was the definitive moment?
when you
Tammy almost answered. Y'all do got the same. Right?
you do. When you get to a certain place, right, in your life and you've built some things and accomplished some things and you built some things that you're seeing not continue to go the way you want them to go, then it's time to go do something else. Remember that was 2017, so that's what I'll give you.
Okay, that's good. Okay, Jill Ramsey. She came here with Wendy Williams last time we saw her. I believe.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
And now she's on her own. What's your story been like? Just even being a creator.
Well, I mean, I've been an entertainment attorney, so that's been like really the main part of what I've done. And then that's how I was able to end up at Wendy, but I always had these shows. And then even at Wendy, we started Wendy Williams Productions and we started doing some things. it's gonna kill me. The name of the show that we did, where people Celebrity Undercover. So we did that. I don't know if you remember that. Kim Kardashian dressed up in a fat suit. So we did that. We did her behind the scenes on Broadway. We did those things, but I knew that there were bigger stories and things that were in my head. And I was like, I know I have entertainment law, so I could go back into doing that. I still, I represent brands like Waist Snatchers and Yandy, reality people with good energy, so I knew that I could still do those things, but then get back to creating. And that's really what it was. So we have this show. We have another show that's going to come out soon enough that we're in development on. And then we have something that we know will probably end up on a Netflix, like in the Black Panther-ish vein.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice.
I love it. Kim Fields is a part of this?
She directed all 8 episodes.
You better
That's
give
a
it up for
brand.
Kim Fields. That's my girl right there.
Absolutely.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was our thing.
The GOAT. We call her the GOAT around here.
Absolutely.
Real talk.
Because it's hard. There's not a lot of real estate for television, period.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get any show. So for black women to do it with a black production company, all black, a black director,
come on.
I thank God, and we just gonna keep running with
All
it.
these women.
We're not gonna give it back. Now that
Don't
you done
give
gave
it
it
back.
to us, we're not
You
giving it
can't
back.
give it back. Come on, Jill. You can't give it back. DB, you want to jump in there?
Yeah, real quick. I want to switch it up a little bit because, we have this saying of like, you made it when something happens. Like if somebody tries to steal your identity, you've made it. But now we live in a world where you made it where if you become a meme. And I was just looking at the GIFs on my keyboard that I have options of Tammy Roman. I mean, like the straight face, the confused face, the what the hell are you talking about face. So I know that if I'm texting Sway, I'm never going to say like you ain't got the answers or some corny shit like that. So have you ever had somebody, either one of you, Sway or Tammy even Jill, has anybody ever used a meme of you and you were just like, come on, like what's your reaction when somebody...
I use memes
You do.
of me.
Yes, she does.
They're like selfies for you.
Yes.
I use my own memes.
Yep.
I do. And everybody's always like, you did not hit me in a conversation that I'm having with you with your meme.
Yep. And I'll send her one back better
Or
of
your
herself.
gift. And I'm like, I did.
We'll be having
I did.
Tammy meme wars back and
Why
forth.
am I use somebody else's when there's so many out there
You got a
love it.
favorite?
that are perfect for me?
You got a favorite meme? they use?
I love the one that I do the rolling of the eyes because it's always like, oh God. Then I've got this one.
Okay. Can we create a new one
I'm
right
over
here?
you.
Yo, get it close up.
What kind of face
okay.
you want?
Okay. I won't.
I want something flirty.
Flirty?
Yeah.
What?
That's
Flirty.
We'll do more than
Giphy?
one.
That's Giphy?
Yeah.
That's good.
Professional giffer.
So good.
She said that's Giphy.
that Giphy?
Okay.
So now it'll go like that.
Okay. Give me a. I'm disgusted you even think you could be in the room with me. Look.
Ooh.
And that's the rich version.
Okay. One more. Let's do one for hip hop.
Poverty
Let's
out
do
the
one.
room.
Let's do one for hip hop. Damn, he got bars. Look.
She's an actress.
Why is Tammy doing every single one of them?
Because she's an actress.
She's good.
That was like 3 NFT exclusives right there.
Wow, we got Jill Ramsey. Jill, I'm very proud of you. I know this
Thank
climate is
you.
not the easiest,
It's not.
especially for a black woman. So when I asked you about that story, those are kind of, anecdotes I'm looking for. Like, people think because we see a few movies made that the struggle ain't still real.
Oh, the struggle is real.
Yeah.
The struggle's real. Like this, I think, I definitely had a leg up being an entertainment attorney because, I kind of knew who some of the players were. But when it came to actually getting the show on the air, that had nothing to do with anything. Like, it was blood, sweat, and tears. We shot this with another streamer first. Like, this started in 2017, and imagine it's on the air in 2022.
Yeah.
That's 5 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And but we hear even other stories where it takes them 10, 15 years to get something on air. And we're blessed enough that we were able to push it through. But we shot it with another streamer. We kept going lower on the budget just to get it done.
Yeah.
Like we left a lot on the table, but we still cut Our salaries.
Yeah, we made
almost
nothing.
Nothing.
We made nothing. for House of
Nothing.
Vicious.
Nothing.
All those episodes?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. Because we wanted it.
We paid Kim Fields though, because she wasn't showing up for nothing.
Well, you got to pay Kim Fields.
We had to give Kim Fields her money.
Yeah,
Right,
of course you did.
right. But no, we made nothing because
Kim Fields, the GOAT.
Yeah, we had to. We was like, this got to
Yeah.
look right. It's got to be everything it
But
need to
no, season 1 we made nothing because we wanted to. We knew we didn't have a real budget, so
Yeah.
we wanted to because it's not a BT budget, right? So we did it for a smaller streamer, but then BET saw what
The
we
potential,
had
yeah.
and said, "Okay, come on over here." So we needed to pour everything on that page so we could get to season 2.
Yeah. Y'all get to season 2?
be. Not yet.
Not yet.
We about to get y'all to season 2.
Yes.
Please,
That's a
please.
crazy. I love it. I love this series. What do you call it now when you record it?
DVR.
DVR. Yeah. I DVR it all the time.
Thank
Yay,
you.
thank
Yeah, that's
you,
my joint.
Thank you.
Do you? I'm gonna let Tracy, Mike Muse jump in here.
Yeah, I'm wondering now because we're seeing so much camaraderie amongst like black thespians, and I think a lot of folks may look at it as like a kumbaya, but we also know that not all skin folk is kinfolk.
Correct.
Yeah. So for you guys, did you ever have instances where you had to figure out how am I gonna tell this fellow black creator that I'm not fucking with them right now?
Go ahead.
No, I just don't. I just don't fuck with you. Since you said it, I can say it. Right.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just one of those people where, like Jill was saying earlier, like my energy right now has to be all the way clear. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I finally gotten to a place where I'm understanding the lessons that I had to go through in order to get to this. If my kids do not stop texting me
Who's texting
while
you?
I am on Sway,
Was that
I
Jazz?
cannot take it.
Jazz texting
cannot take the ring that's happening right now.
Jazz, what up, Jazz?
Right, 'cause it's Jazz. But and so for me, it's all about energy. So when I come across people that it's like, I just don't rock with you, Jill will tell you I am the most upfront person of like, this not gonna work. And even on Caught in the Act Unfaithful, there were staff that was behind the scenes, and it's like, if it's not right, today's your last day. Like, because I have to stay at a place where I feel like God has blessed me to be, and so I'm not gonna mess up my blessings having my energy be altered because you not right, and now I got to engage in that type of chemistry with you, which is throwing my stuff off.
How many chances do you give? Because sometimes we have to discern.
I'm a
two?
tour.
Oh,
Two
a
chances.
two.
Two chances.
She's
I'm
a
a
tour.
tour.
Okay.
If
I'm more
I've
of a
got to say it the third time, it's definitely not gonna work.
Yeah, I'm more of a 4.
You're a 4.
Yeah.
You're an attorney though, but you got that background, so you got that patience.
Right, but it's like,
You're used to people lying.
yeah.
I can't take it.
I'm used to people lying, but I also will know that you're lying, and I don't have to call you out on a lie. I just don't have to talk to you anymore.
I do. See, I do.
That's what y'all
Yeah,
different.
see, but
do,
that's where we
yeah.
differ. I don't have to. I feel like, oh, okay. Oh, you thought I was stupid. All right, so I'm just gonna keep going. Like I don't need to even bog myself down in the argument.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah. You like me. Tammy's like Heather.
Yeah.
Jill's like me.
Because I don't have
50 times
the, I don't have the patience. I'm just like, we'll be talking. It don't have nothing to do with nothing. And Jill will be saying, do you remember that? So did you actually tell her that you said, I'm saying?
Right.
I'm one of those, and Jill's like, girl, don't call this person out like that. I'm like, nah, let's get it all out. I love a good round table. Let's bust you in your lie real quick. That's me.
You're a great instigator, Tammy.
I am.
Give her a round of applause. For
Yes.
queen of
That's why
instigation.
I had so many years on basketball.
That's how you start.
That's how you make it work, damn it, Mike Hughes.
Great stories. I'm curious if you guys can lean in a little bit for me and really for our audience and just unpack what I was taking from is betting on yourself and how you guys didn't make money and you cut your own salaries just to get this on BET. There's so many listeners out there who want to start businesses and they think people like us who are in the public have it so easy. And so that's why we're getting the things that we're getting. And so I love that you guys were vulnerable enough to share that piece. If you could just unpack that a little bit for our audience who may be thinking of an idea or thinking about starting an entrepreneurship endeavor or maybe going into creative arts, why you guys made that decision to cut the salaries and the short term for the long term?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what my example was. In working at Wendy, I saw a bunch of talk shows pop up. I happen to know what those budgets were, and I happen to know who stayed and who didn't. And the ones who went for the gold because they wanted all the bells and the whistles, they didn't stay. So for me, since this is my next hurrah in life, right? And you don't have a lot of them. You don't get a lot of second and third chances. I'm going to make sure I stay. So if I have to live off these savings, then that's what I have to do to make sure, because it's not just about Roman Ramsey. We're not selfish with it. We have other actors that we put on. All our music is by young, new artists. Like, I have a responsibility to a lot of people. You know what I mean? So if I have to suck it up so we can all win, that's what I'm going to do, because what that means is we're going to have this hit. We're going to get this second season because we're putting it out there. That second season is going to elevate us to another level, and this brings us the ability to bring projects 2, 3, 4, 5, which will employ more people like us.
And you create an ecosystem.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what we need to do. So for all of us.
Jill Ramsey. Come on, man. That's a powerful name, Jill Ramsey.
Period.
You did that.
Period.
Thank you.
Tammy Roman. Been so appreciative of your transparency, Tammy.
You got something, Tammy.
I don't need to say anything.
They're the same mind. They're the same mind. Yo, but you know, Tammy, last time you came, I don't think we did the mystery sack, and the citizens pointed that out.
They did.
Yeah, you're not familiar. You're not familiar with it?
No.
Let her know what it is, too.
Go ahead and reach in.
Dig deep, dig deep.
Put your hands into Sway's sack.
That sounds gross.
It's Sway's Mystery Sack on Shade 45.
I don't know about those nails. All right, so we got...
Scratchy.
I don't mind the bag, but go ahead and touch Sway's sack.
Ask for consent first.
Yeah, because those nails look dangerous. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of questions. You got to answer honestly when you see the question. These questions are
provided by the
citizens. Yes. Jill looks scared.
Like,
what's the best thing you've read in the last 5 years? The Bible.
The Bible.
Sorry, I know you guys may not want to hear that answer.
Boring.
Sorry.
I've heard that story before.
But it really is.
Come on, Tammy.
Is there any particular verse that's been your theme
Any
for this
book
time
out
of
of
your
the
life?
Bible?
Well, my last name is from Romans 12:22. I took it from the Bible because, of course, you guys know Roman's not my last name. But
Somebody is shocked right now.
But it's a cool last name.
you know,
Right.
But when I did my name change, I pulled that one from the Bible.
Yeah.
So
You got a favorite scripture from the Bible?
Psalms 40:14. Let
You have
he
the
who seeks to take my life be turned back ashamed and confused and confounded for wanting to see me suffer.
Period.
You better go, Tammy Roman.
yes.
She was ready for that,
Okay, that was good.
Calloway.
Okay, damn.
Yes.
Yes, she knew- and that was a tattoo on her
On
wrist.
me. Get on back.
Jeez,
Say
okay, what else you
that
got?
on her.
Second question.
I say, here we go. Let me do another one because that one was. You ever been in conflict with someone that ultimately became a great friend after? No. Going on to a third. Third, because these questions are white citizens.
No?
That's amazing.
No.
Did they try? Did they try to attempt a friendship with you?
People try, but I just feel like once you show me who you are, I don't want to be bothered with you.
That
That's
part.
yup.
I just don't have it.
That's Mike Muse.
I say that all the time,
When was
Tammy.
the last time you found yourself at a loss for words?
Never.
I don't know when I've ever been truly at a loss for words.
Next question. Hold up, man.
We're going to do all of them.
Are there some
You
other
just
Yeah,
been
do
all
two
of them.
more,
You better
two more.
dig in
Yeah,
that
read
sack again.
I know. I gotta,
It got gold
let me
on it.
rub this sack a little and
Yeah,
get it,
there you go.
get it so it can
hot.
pop off a good question for me.
Tammy, kill it.
see. Let's see this one.
What that one say?
What's a crazy moment in your career that you would do differently knowing what you know now? Okay, I would not do Real World Homecoming.
I'm dead.
I would skip that, definitely.
We was happy to see that.
And I
skip
encouraged that.
Yeah, she made me go and do that, and I would have not done it.
Why? Tell us why.
Because once I got there, like it wasn't something that I needed to do from a financial picture, right? And I felt like there was nothing that I had in common with the people I was getting back together with after all these years. I haven't seen these people since 1994, maybe. And
wow.
Did you feel like it kind of brought your brand down a little bit?
Not that it brought my brand down, but I think the interaction and engagement that happened on that show could have definitely steered, not my brand in its entirety, but it could have suffered because now I'm engaging with someone who's still literally in 1994.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And so I'm coming on to the show thinking, let's have this conversation. Let me let you know what was up with me. Let me apologize to you, and let's show a teachable moment of moving forward, how you can do that. Two people can agree to disagree, have whatever it's going to be, and then we move forward. And that is not what happened. My husband had to step out of character, come up to that set.
Really?
It was a whole big old thing, like for real.
What
like,
happened?
For real.
I'm not knowing what happened.
Well, my interaction with David wasn't the best.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best experience, and I learned in that moment that how I've actually gone on with my life, because it's been almost 27, 28 years, that sometimes trauma can leave a person stuck where that trauma actually happened.
Yep.
And I'm not negating the fact that he may have gone through some things on an aftermath side of that, the pulling covers incident, which is why I brought him there to apologize for that, right? Like, whatever you went through after this show aired, I want you to know, like, I didn't want you kicked out of the house. I needed him to know I talked to the producers. This was my suggestion, for resolution. And anything that you suffered at my hands because you were ousted from the house, I want to apologize for that. He couldn't take that because he's still in 94.
Suffering.
He's still there.
He's still suffering there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I learned that, and you can't and so that was a moment that I wish I hadn't willingly stepped into.
Yeah.
Because you want to meet people where they are.
Yeah.
But you're hoping after 27 years that they're where you are.
Yeah.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? Hopefully everybody's
they're not in the
elevated.
same place,
That
at
they're
least.
not in the same
Same
place.
place, yeah.
And unfortunately, he really is emotionally in the exact same place he walked out of that house.
You have to admit what you guys were doing was revolutionary. And just like, and I don't want to offend any veterans, but I did a lot of coverage with MTV working with veterans and who were going on tours and not having any type of orientation when they came back to transition into civilian lifestyle. You guys became so famous, so you got to add the fame quotient to it.
Correct.
And then the lack of celebrity quotient to it.
Correct.
That up and down that he probably went through. I don't know him. I know how difficult.
But that's why I was understanding of that. That's why when the producers called me and it's like, well, what do you want to do? I said, I will only come back. I said, I will only come back if I can have a conversation with David, because I wanted to right how that wrong moment happened. And hopefully he can apologize to me now that he understands what I was actually dealing with.
Yeah.
And then we can move on.
Didn't happen.
It didn't happen that way. It did not happen that way.
Well, I guess the citizens digging in my sack. They came up with a goodie. DB, you want to comment?
Tammy, just reflecting back on that moment with David, because I remember seeing it happen when it was live, the way they were promoting it and everything, and like dragging him with your bed sheet and everything. Like, it was a huge moment because it was so early in that type of reality TV space that it was like, and now they're marketing. Wait till next week when you see what happens with Tammy, and you know what I mean.
Right.
That, to me, looking back, was probably one of the first examples of cancel culture, because people so wanted David gone from the house. and there was no room for any negotiations.
But it was equal for both of us. It's just that I chose not to play into that, right? So, like, people were like, the black girl got the only black boy kicked her. You know, like, I lived that for a long time. Yeah. It's just I chose not to stay there because I knew what the truth was for me. You know, and so it's like, no, that's not. I didn't get him kicked off. That's not what happened. I actually had to talk with the producer. You know what I'm saying? So that was my first, like, understanding that people are controlling this narrative, that there are other people who are putting the story out the way they want to tell it. But after the fact, you know, back then we didn't have
social media.
Stuff
You
like
couldn't
that.
really speak up for yourself.
Yeah, you know, so I couldn't say anything. You know, we didn't know we needed publicists. You know, like we were all new to this. There was no, so it's like you can't explain yourself to anybody, and anybody that wanted to say something to me had to write a letter. You know, this was like fan mail.
Yeah,
You know what I
They
mean?
weren't even emailing.
No.
Right,
So,
right.
real talk.
Yeah.
So it's like I just decided to just move on with my life. And that's why once I left that show, I never did reality TV again until I came back to basketball.
Boy, did you come back. Hold up, man. Let's give a big round of applause for that comeback, man.
Yeah.
She knew what to do that time around.
That's what I was gonna say.
I really didn't, though.
You did?
Because it had changed so
You
much.
played it so good, though.
It had changed so much.
Nah,
I didn't know what was going on.
You
But did you
mastered it.
have conversations with the producers like off of that experience? Because like you said, someone's taking that narrative. You have everything, the editing room that can create a story. Did you end up having any conversations with the producers about
Of
how
Basketball Wives?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. At the time that I got on Basketball Wives, it was really like, I got to get on this show. So I'm just going to go and tell them my story, which was y'all are whining and dining and spa dates and shopping, and I'm not doing that. I'm on the train going to Morgan Stanley every day. I just borrowed $15,000 from my friend.
Jill?
You know what
Jill got money like that?
Jill had bread from the beginning.
You know,
Jill, you
so-
single?
So it was like I want to be able to show people that it's not always everything that glitters is not always gold, and like that's not what my life is. So I think I should be on the show. Luckily, they thought the same thing, and that's when I got on the show. And then the finale episode was when I then realized, Jill will tell you this. It was like, she was sleeping with Kenny the whole time. You know, like, like she knew that she had slept with him and they just let her be in my face. You know what I mean? It's like, and I said, and I swung at her, and Jill was like, oh, God. You weren't supposed to go on there fighting nobody, you know, and it was one of those things, but
People don't be thinking that'd be real.
Right.
No,
no,
it's
that
real.
was totally
That was
real.
totally real.
That was it didn't get, I will say this, there were moments that were not necessarily fake, but heightened for sensationalism after that. But that season 2, when I came on that show, that was completely, authentically, and genuinely what was happening in my life, what was going on. She really said that. I really lashed out and tried to hit her, you know, and then from there on, it just kind of became like, what are we talking about? What's happening today?
Yeah.
You know, now I get it, okay, you know, because we moved into a house, and the whole house was wired. This is now, you get a call sheet, you're going to be in a scene with so-and-so, you guys have to talk about this when you get there. That's what I stepped into when I came back.
Wow.
Very
Jesus.
different.
Damn, Tammy
Very
Roman.
much
Very
more
different.
manufactured.
Yeah, very different.
I wanna take a caller who called in, Amy, after you spoke on your scripture. Amy is in New Jersey. Amy, go ahead. Say hello to
Amy.
What up,
Tammy.
Amy?
Hi, Amy.
Hey, what's going on? Good afternoon, good morning.
Hey.
Hey, I'm still in work mode, right? And today's my day off. Anyway, I just
Uh-oh.
want to say good morning to everybody. I hope you guys are doing well, having a great day.
Thank you, Bo.
I hope so. And if you're not, don't mess it up for nobody else.
Right.
Anyway,
There's that.
I wanted to know what was the scripture that you shared. All I remember was Psalms 44. I'm like in the middle of the road or whatever, like I'm driving, and I'm like, oh, what was that? Profound? I like it.
Yes.
I needed to hear it.
It's Psalms 40:14.
40:14.
Yes.
That's what it was. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
And you guys have a blessed day. Thank you.
Okay.
Same to you, Amy.
Amy, look for season 2 of Unfaithful, Caught in the Act, and then also make sure you you support House of Vicious.
Yes, please.
Wednesdays,
You
8
said
p.m.
9, Wednesdays at 9.
Unfaithful, caught in the act. Unfaithful, caught in the act.
Season 2 will be on VH1. And then
I
House
have to
of
go outside in my city, and that's everybody.
Okay, you better work.
Okay.
All right, House of Vicious is on BET Wednesdays at 8 p.m. All right.
I will tune in. I thank you.
Thank you, Jill Ramsey. I want to
You're
thank you for
welcome.
coming by today. You are excellent.
Bye, Jill Ramsey.
That's right, Amy.
Good energy.
Yes,
I love what
it.
y'all doing. I can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. This platform is your platform. So anytime y'all want to come up here. Tammy, you know what it is with us. You family. And so I've really been enjoying. I love when I see you on the screen.
Thank you, sir.
I go, oh shit, Tammy.
Yeah, it's a win for all of us.
I'm texting Heather, yo, you see Tammy? Heather was on there. Where's she at?
Thank
You know, but congratulations to you and all your success. Same with you, Jill.
Thank you.
Anything y'all want to say in closing?
Yes, House of Vicious is Wednesdays at 9.
Oh, 9?
On BET.
Oh, I kept saying 8
Yes.
Central.
Yes,
8
yes,
Central.
That's
Yes,
right. You
yes.
got it.
Thank you,
9,
team, for
8
backing me
Central.
up. That's my team right there, Tracy G.
Wow,
Mike.
don't you dare look at me. I am not a scapegoat.
All right, cool.
Please.
Thank you, team. All right, we're gonna end with we're gonna play Jazz. We got Jazz did the theme song, right?
Yes.
She did.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play Jazz Anderson up next. Thank you guys for coming by.
you.
All right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, here it is.